Evelyn to Philip, February 7th, 1943. Dearest, I noticed in the paper this morning that unless letters are mailed before 8:30 p.m., they will remain in the box overnight. If my letters are ever late, you may attribute it to this contingency. I waited, oh, so patiently for your call last night. And what happens? A gang walks in and I'm unable to have you all to myself. I had blues all day and evening, and it was a happy moment when I heard you once more. Phil, darling, no matter how I refuse to let myself go, after a few weeks of not seeing you, I get down in the dumps. I feel, page 2, the need of you and your presence to buck up my spirits. Don't scold me either. Can I help it if I adore you to pieces? Enclosed is Yale's addresses. Write to the hospital if you wish to reach him direct. Shirley cannot see him and must correspond with him. Enclosed also is your income tax form. Nat says to fill out both forms, 1040 and 1040A, to determine which benefits you more. You may claim Mom as a dependent on either form, but you can only claim for Adele on one form. Your Army salary of $50 is the only money taxable, which is received now. Mom's and mine is, page 3, considered a gift. I haven't received your license application. Can't you send away for it? You sounded flushed the way you continued to talk last night. Where did you get so much money? Today was as follows. Harry, Goldie, Gloria, Jack, Ruth, Gertrude, Adele, and I took a walk in Hunting Park. It was very windy, probably the very wind you were talking about. The sun came out in snitches and snatches. We took a few pictures and a couple of Adele in the house. I'm hoping they'll come out. We'll give last week's and this week's film to be developed along page 4 with your negative. Keep your fingers crossed, honey, and maybe you'll have a picture of your baby yet. The Chases and Mickey and Ray came over to see Adele and think she's a gorgeous child. Ethel keeps saying, I love her, I love her, I love her. They picked Mom up earlier in the day and they all went to visit Tanta. They discovered a tumor near her womb, and she'll have to undergo a slight operation. She's kind of weak, because she isn't allowed to eat when they are making x-rays. Last night the gang went to the Walton roof where they were, page 5, soaked $5 per person. Harry got sore for it was supposed to be $2.50 per person. Just to be mean, he took the liquor that was left and poured it into the ice water. They rolled in at 4 a.m. A little, hi. Just as the phone rang, you, my precious, in walked Lena, who was looking like a million, Bob, Etta, and Nat. Etta brought her gift, a gorgeous, but gorgeous, powder blue satin quilt and pillow to match. It's really something. I guess I'll have to have a good set of covers made for it. Everyone says, but why blue? I and Etta like blue better. Do. Page 6, you? I had showered and set my hair earlier in the day, so I looked good and drew many compliments, especially on my flat stomach. I was wearing my candy-striped beige wool and Dubonnet shoes. I fussed with my hair plenty, and it sure looked nice. Unusually nice. The day before, I wore my beige wool sailor. Yesterday with my chocolate brown shoes. Today, I'm wearing my gray wool and red backless and toeless shoes. I'm not able to wear high heels very long. My back begins to ache. I've been having terrible backaches lately, and I'm more, page 7, than anxious to visit the doc. I don't have my old vim and vigor either, so I intend to get those vitamin pills again. Maybe if the weather gets very warm, I'll get to the doc's this week. I would have gone before, but the ground was completely covered with snow and slush, and there are still traces here and there. Adele weighed 11 pounds 10 ounces this morning, her 10th week. Goldie says, "What's a maternity dress?" "A zoot suit with a rape shape." The license on Errol Flynn's car reads RV17. "Well, dear, another week is gone, and I hope it means you'll be coming home that much sooner. I love you, I adore you, you're the sweetest, most lovable guy in this wide, wide world, and I'm hoping that shortly I'll have you right by my side. Good night, precious, and take good care of yourself. Your Evie." Philip to Evelyn, Sunday, February 7th, 1943, 2:30 p.m. Mein Liebling, your letter containing the pictures arrived this morning, and it was certainly good to see that sweet smile of yours again. The boys, however, are highly indignant at your playing up to a sailor. Couldn't you find a soldier, Chippy? You can't imagine what I went through to get to the phone last night. The wind was blowing with such force that I thought I'd never make it to the telephone exchange. It howled with the voice of 1,000 devils and froze everything in sight. But the sound of your voice more than made up for my discomfort. Darling, if you only knew how hungry I am for any reminder of you, you wouldn't pester me about the cost of the phone call while I'm appeasing that hunger. No amount of money could possibly mean as much to me as one sweet word from my Evie. Let's hear no more about the filthy lucre when I call you, even if I choose to talk to you all night. I only wish I could. The sun is shining today, and it is not too cold. Just a perfect day for making pictures. Incidentally, I think you look very well on the snapshots. I'm glad you are taking good care of yourself. Your hair is looking better than I've ever seen it. Altogether, you look good enough to eat. Baby, I miss you so much. My Army routine is much pleasanter since I came to work in personnel, and except for the fact that you are not with me, I wouldn't mind it even a little bit. If I can get ahead in this man's army, maybe I'll be able to do something about that too. I learned yesterday that a staff sergeant makes out very nicely, thank you. Altogether, if I attained the rank and you came to live with me, we would have about $150 a month to keep body and soul together. Do you think you could manage with that amount, baby? So Jack S. is army bound. All I have to say is it had to happen sometime. We can only hope that the war will soon be over so that we may all be home once more. How is Mom taking it? Sorry that Jack found it necessary to return to New York. Maybe it's all for the best, though. I know you will miss him, sweet. I've just been contemplating the sunny out of doors and thinking how perfectly swell it would be to be strolling beside you, honey, while the princess took the air in her carriage. I wonder how long it will be before that particular dream comes true. Nostalgia is getting the better of me, Angel, so I better sign off before I ruin a perfectly good letter. I love you very, very much, my Evie, and Adele is yours and mine. Need I say more? Love to all. Yours forever and a day, Phil.